Good evening, gamers. Or at least I think that's the title. It's like the placeholder for now, but we're gonna roll with it. We're mixing things up and talking a bit about the blue and the green because I've been playing a bunch of Dying Light 2. And let me tell you, that game is so intense. Holy crap. Also, a much anticipated, long-awaited PlayStation 5 game is finally releasing next month, and we're about to see a whole lot more. Sony dropped their financials, and the Ps5 is cruising. Plus, it seems like Star of the Conqueror had the last laugh, because Suicide Squad is being rolled back into a big delay. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce, here talking about the other stuff. We're gonna mix it up a bit. If you guys enjoy this idea and wanna see me talk more about Xbox, PlayStation, and the rest of the gaming industry, definitely let me know in the comments down below. Hit the like button if you enjoy these shows, and let's roll into it, all right? This week is packed. And I just wanna get straight into Dying Light 2. Okay, I've been dying to play this game since E3 2019. Last time we had an E3. It was really fun back in the old world. I got to sit there and watch this insane tech demo from Techland where the graphics blew me away. And that holds true. I've been playing the game on PC and the graphics are really, really good. Review scores dropped this morning and frankly, I feel like they're a bit low. Like some people just didn't get it. The parkour and movement in this game, thought that was a zombie for a second. The parkour and movement in this game might be second to none. It is so fast and so fluid, and they did a freaking great job of not making it clunky, not making it too difficult. You kind of had a little bit of extra float in your step, but I feel like that helps keep your momentum and have you roll through what is a really interesting city. Like this is an open world that I enjoy being in, partially because it just looks so pretty, and partially because there's a lot of movement-based side activities and just getting from place to place is fun. Until it's scary, because for some reason, Dying Light 2 is just way more intense than Dying Light 1. DL1 had a lot of fans and was a pretty fun experience, but they've upped the ante here for Dying Light 2, and I feel like it's instantly a much better game. I mean, they instantly have a better premise, they instantly have a better opening, they instantly have a better world, they instantly have better missions and quests. It makes such a good first impression that I was instantly bummed because it got delayed on Switch, right? This was supposed to be day and date on Nintendo Switch, and even though it was gonna be cloud, like, it would have been very cool. And just in case you can't tell, based on the gorgeous gameplay you're witnessing right now, there was no chance this game would ever work natively on Switch. It had to be a cloud version. But that's kind of the beauty of it, right? We've never had a game this modern that looks this good debut day and date with the PS5 and Xbox Series X versions. And so it hurts more than a zombie bite at midnight that it did get pushed. It would have been really fun to see how this held up on our portable platform whilst looking so spiffy everywhere else. And we'd get to play it too. But if you have a chance to play it elsewhere, you probably should, because I do feel like this is a nice new era open world title. Yes, there's a lot of similar elements and you will be climbing towers, but for some reason it just feels a lot better here. And I attribute that a lot to the movement and just overall viscerality of this game. It's visceral as you smash, it's visceral as you climb, and you are gonna be doing a lot of both of those. So you gotta enjoy parkour and you gotta enjoy melee combat. For me, the combat ends up being the weakest part of the game because I feel like it's repetitive, especially early on. Now, one of the more valid criticisms leveled at this title is that they are slow to give you skills. And I will say early on, you've got a pretty limited repertoire. It's a pretty cool looking skill screen though, and you're gonna wanna upgrade and improve. And they have that nice system where as you parkour, your parkour skills level up, and as you fight, your fighting skills level up, and eventually you'll be vaulting and kicking and doing a whole lot more than just crash and bash. But crash and bash does feel button mashy, and even though it's cliche, I kind of wish they would have incorporated some sort of firearms into the fray. I think that would have made things more interesting, and being able to quickly parkour to the roofs and then take out from afar would have been nifty. But that's not the game they had imagined here, and you are going to be lurking around, sneaking and stealthing more than I expected as well. There's a lot of different interesting stores and places that you can explore to snatch and gather cool upgrades and new parts and new weapons, and that's basically the core loop here. You'll get a quest, parkour out, scavenge for what you need to find, return it, upgrade a bit, and then go do it again just a little faster, a little higher, a little stronger. I personally find that pretty darn enjoyable. This game also has a lot of big decisions. And the voice acting could be better, the story could be better, but I don't think they're bad in any way. They're totally palatable and definitely preferred over the first game. Another thing Dying Light 2 absolutely nails is the day-night cycle. I think this might be the best integrated day-night cycle I've seen because there's so many game mechanics tied to it. You are infected, there's something really wrong with you, and so you have limited immunity and have to manage your time before you need some UV light. There's also different areas of the game that are more crowded or less crowded based on day or night, because the infected will kind of get out of there at night to go roam the streets, and that plays into where you can scavenge and what you're hunting for and how to best accomplish these quests. It's just really tied together nicely, and it feels like the world is real. Like there's a very nice lived in, real, immersive sense to what they've created here, and the fact that you can move across it so quickly, so effortlessly, it's just fun to play. Now, I don't think Dying Light 2 is going to be Game of the Year or anything, but I do think it is a super solid open world game that stands at least a notch or two above many of its contemporary counterparts. I'm looking at you, Ubisoft, and saying, wow, Dying Light 2, I'd rather play this. So if you have a chance to check it out, definitely do so, and I'll be really interested to see how the Switch version turns out. I've heard there's some bugs and stuff on the console side, but apparently they have a big day one patch to try and really smooth out those surfaces. But for me, the PC version played perfectly, and I definitely recommend it. Let me know in the comments down below if you're excited to check out Dying Light 2 and where you're gonna play it. Now, PlayStation is putting on a Gran Turismo 7 State of Play as we speak, but they also said they're gonna be sharing more details about Ghostwire Tokyo tomorrow on Thursday, February 3rd. Now this game gets a release date of March 25th, and it's coming our way soon. You might remember that this was initially announced at E3 2019, where I saw Dying Light, and then it ghosted us because it appeared at the PlayStation 5 reveal event, was supposed to arrive in fall of last year, and then got bumped to 2022. And now it's just coming out, which is a bit odd because we really haven't seen a ton of this game. Now, the pedigree is there because this is made by Tango Gameworks, the fine folks that did Evil Within, and the recent titles in that franchise paired with Bethesda have been thumbs up. I hope this one is good. It's always looked a little off to me. Like it has this strange feel like it's a VR game, and it absolutely isn't, but something just, I don't know, the way the first person camera is set, maybe it's like the field of view, it looks odd. And I'm a bit curious what they show off tomorrow, and this will help seal whether this game is something we're super looking forward to in March or something that looks like it's gonna be a pass. But let me know if you're pumped for Ghostwire Tokyo and if you're excited for the new gameplay and details coming tomorrow. Let's stick on the Sony side of things because they just had a very important financials call where they revealed just how successful the PS5 has been. And by all accounts, it's been pretty darn successful. Maybe not as much as they expected, but expectations have to shift when you have a chip shortage and a world where everything is just tough to get. The PlayStation 5 has sold in 17.3 million units as of December 31st, 2021, and that's really good. It's more than the Wii U ever sold, and they beat it in 1 year. Okay, but they do expect to sell 19.3 million PS5s by March 31st of this year, and that is actually lower than initial expectations, which were set around 22.6 million. So they're gonna fall short by about 3.5 million PlayStation 5s, which is a bummer, but they do say that they're doing really well. Sony's Game and Network Services still generated $24.87 billion in revenue, which is up about 9% year over year, and they really believe that they will get back on track with PS5 sales and predict that even non-holiday quarters will still see very good sales as long as they can get those units out into store shelves. One thing I find incredibly interesting though is during their discussion about Bungie and that recent acquisition, they said that they plan to have 10 live service games by March 2026. So in the next 4 years, they want to drop 10 live service titles. I know that's the future of gaming, but it is a bit scary, especially since Sony is known for so many great games that don't fall into those trappings. Now maybe with their studios and now with Bungie, they can make stuff that's really awesome and utilizes the interesting aspects of live services without falling victim to some of the trappings. But 10 of them in 4 years feels like a lot. And at this point, I don't think we know even one. So clearly there's a lot to still discuss and announce for Sony PlayStation. I've heard a lot of rumors that they do have one more big title waiting in the wings for 2022. We know we got Horizon in just a couple of weeks. Yes, God of War some point later this year. What's the other killer app? Do they have something big coming besides that? We'll have to wait and see, but right now, Sony doing well, rolling with the punches and still putting forth pretty great numbers. I'm thinking of a number. All right, this is the worst number right now. This is the number you don't want to hear. Yep, you got it. 2023. That is the number you want nowhere near your most anticipated game. And yet today, it came crushing down once more to flatten Suicide Squad. Ugh, Star the Destroyer is so big and so massive, he said, King Shark, Harley Quinn, I'm squishing you down to size and booting you straight into next calendar year, because silently, subtly, Warner Brothers is like, yeah, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, it ain't coming out this year. Now, I think we could have kind of predicted that. It was pretty ballsy to say that this was a 2022 title, especially when Warner Brothers has a lot of other big IP, big franchises that they're trying to get out there in 2022. We know the movie came out for Suicide Squad, maybe they want to get it close to that, but this is Rocksteady, and they take a long time. They take a really long time, and it's fair because they want to get it right. This is like a cooperative shooter online, all that jazz, and it looks really, really cool and really like just chaotic, and we'll have to wait until 2023. Now, the good news here is that basically affirms to me that Gotham Knights will hit its 2022 date. I don't think Warner Brothers wanted really both games coming out close together. It just doesn't make a lot of sense from a dollars and marketing standpoint. Like, do people really have the income to buy both Gotham Knights and Kill the Justice League in short order? I mean, you probably want to, but since it is a similar audience, it makes sense to spread them out. Now, Rocksteady are the Batman people doing Suicide Squad, and WB Montreal are the Batman Arkham Origins folks doing Gotham Knights. And I surely hope that game can be a star. I mean, the new Batman movie, doesn't it look great? Robert Pattinson might be a twinkly vampire, but he definitely earns the Bruce Wayne honor in this one. The trailers look fantastic. I love that they're bringing the Riddler in. I can't wait to see the movie, and it'd be really great to have a super sick Batman game to sort of play alongside it, although I do expect this one to be more of a holiday release since we don't even have a window at this time other than 2022. Warner Brothers is trying to get out Lego Star Wars, which is coming soon. They got Hogwarts Legacy, surely had its fair share of problems, and then they got Gotham Knights. And if they can get all those out, that's gonna be a really strong year for this publisher. I just don't think there was a lot of space for Suicide Squad, and the game probably does need more time, but I bet it bums out a bunch of you, and sadly, this ain't gonna be the last delay. 2023 will come Grim Reaper style for another game, probably soon, and it will get converted over into next year. Now, what will that game be? I don't know. It just better not be Starfield, God of War, or Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. Let me know in the comments down below how you feel about the Suicide Squad delay. Does it save some space for you to buy other games, or was that one you were really looking forward to sometime this year? And there you have it, a jam-packed show bringing you some other gaming news for a change. Now, Good Morning Mario, don't worry, stays exactly the same. It ain't going anywhere, but it was kind of fun to talk a little bit about PlayStation and Xbox, wasn't it? Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and make sure you're all staying safe, staying healthy, staying happy, staying positive out there. I love and appreciate all of you, and until next time, my wonderful friends, SwitchForce out.